Welcome back to Pat and Go with Paul Browning. Just a quick reminder, if you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to our channel so we can share this program with folks across the country. Paul, let's get back to it.
Yes. So we're going to jump right back into flag on a play. So flag on a play, we're throwing a flag on whatever is a controversial call, whatever play, news, whatever. We're going to throw a flag on it. So we have our takes this week for week 2. What are we throwing a flag on? I can start off. I would like to throw a flag on the entire NFL and their NFC Player of the Week award, and they gave it to Matt Stafford, who did an excellent job on Monday night playing against the Bears.
In his own right.
However, I think Kyler Murray, he had four touchdowns. Okay, he had 289 yards passing. He ran for a touchdown. Absolutely dismantled a Tennessee Titans defense that is actually pretty good. It was a great team. Arizona came out to play. I believe that should have been the Player of the Week. My flag goes to the NFL. Get it right next time.
All right, here's mine, and I love the way Paul did. Got to throw the flag. So there you go. All right, he's seen the flags thrown many times too.
Sometimes on him.
Yeah, a lot of times on me. The taunting. If the taunting was what it is now, yeah, 100%. I've got too many flags thrown on me for celebration, excessive celebration.
Personal foul, right?
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying.
Hey, this is league-wise. There was Bill Maher came out and said it's the singing of Lift Every Voice, and Bill Maher came out and said, do we need 2 national anthems? So the NFL is that's referred to by some as the Black National Anthem. Yeah. Paul, your thoughts on that? Because it is raising some controversy in the league. People are asking questions.
Yeah. So I know just for and I don't speak for all black people, but for myself, one thing that I think is it's treading the line for the NFL. It's not as genuine as I believe. The NFL had a stance against players obviously kneeling against the national anthem, and I understand that. They had a stance against, just what players were talking about with racial injustices. And then obviously we have 2020 happens, George Floyd, and there's a total 180 flip on the NFL stance on things. And I feel like the Black National Anthem is a Band-Aid of what they're trying to put over what real issues are. So for me, I don't think there's an issue to have them both playing, because in hockey, in the NHL, they'll play the Canadian National Anthem before the game as well.
But are we going to bust out the Australian National Anthem for the kicker?
Right, and I understand, and yeah, so that's one of the things where it's like, that's why I say, is it that genuine, or are you just saying, well, the national anthem is an issue for you, so here's the Black National Anthem? That's one of the things for me. I'm like, all right, it doesn't come off genuine, so it's kind of tacky to me. I think that the NFL really wants to put their money where the mouth is. They're going to put more into wanting to help with racial injustices and just wanting to build our communities up with. It's the NFL, $1 billion business. Put your money where your mouth is and start trying to help the company there, rather than here's the Black National Anthem. Be happy. That's my take. I know it's long-winded, whatever, but that's just something where that's how I feel.
I think we need to dive under the hood on this topic.
We can totally go under the hood. I know we've got a guest coming on soon, so we're trying to save some space there. But I think that's something that we can jump on back later on into the season. DJ, we got a flag?
I do have a flag on the play, and it's going to the defensive call for the Cleveland Browns in that game. They just fell apart in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm. So there was some misplay. There was some bad play calls. There was some missed assignments, especially on that Tyreek Hill touchdown. There were obviously some things going on with Cleveland. However, I will give it to Kansas City. This Kansas City super explosive offense. You can only hold them down for so long. But I do understand you. That's what we'll throw a flag on.
I thought they were at a position.
I got you. No, 100%. You want to put your team in the best position to win. Let's dive into the best division in football right now. We've got 2 divisions where all the teams are undefeated. It is week 1, or well, it's week 2, so we've only played 1 week, so I do understand that. But the NFC West, all the teams are undefeated, and in the AFC West, all the teams are undefeated. So what is the best division? Is it the NFC West? Is the AFC West? And if so, what team do you guys feel like is the best in that division?
AFC North is the best division.
AFC North?
Yes, I think that
Okay.
top to bottom, they have the best teams in the league right now.
Right. Okay. I like it.
So that's where I'm at.
Who's the best team in that division?
Well, I did best team in the NFL, and I say that it's Tampa Bay until you take it away.
Okay. I like it. So my best division in football is going to be the NFC West. I do think every single one of those teams may be able to make it into the playoffs. I think Seattle looked the best, even though Arizona absolutely beat the smack off of Tennessee. But I think Seattle looks the best. Russell Wilson was like lights out. Seattle looks the best. And in the AFC West, I still think Denver will win it. But if we talk about last week, I think Kansas City had they looked the best as well.
I know we're up against the clock. I'll go AFC West, and I love the Broncos.
And you like the Broncos. I like it. So now we're going to jump into Under the Hood with our guest, Warren McCarty. We'll be able to get him on right after this break. This is Pat and Go with Paul Browning on KPPF. Welcome back to Pat and Go. I'm your host, Paul Browning. I got Mike Lewis. We've got DJ on the ones and twos, and we're going under the hood. Now, like we usually do, we go under the hood to deep dive into certain aspects of what's going on in the NFL today. And today we have a special guest on. We've got a man with 11 years of pro football experience as it comes to being not only playing, but being a coach, being a scout, being in front office, being in management. He was the Arena Football League Board of Directors. This dude's done so much. He's a quarterback trainer up in Denver, so he advises so many different athletes. He's got about 26 different NFL athletes and coaches under his agency.
What did he teach you?
What did he teach me?
Yes.
Man, I don't know, man.
How to dress?
He made me a cool guy. So, I really appreciate everything he's done for me, but not only what he's done for me, but what he's done for Colorado sports, and for especially quarterbacks. And this is a very special segment. So I'd like to introduce Warren McCarty. We'll give a little golf clap from my man, Warren. What's going on? It's great to see you. What's going on with you?
Well, appreciate the intro. Man, hopefully you'll be eulogizing me at my funeral here in like 40 years or something, maybe. Sound like a special guy. It's great to see your face. Glad to be part of Pat and Go. This is a really exciting project that you've taken a deep dive into. I appreciate you having me on. Of
course. So I want to kind of get right into some things. You being a quarterback coach, I know I've seen you work with countless big-time quarterbacks to get them right when it comes to footwork, when it comes to throwing motion, whatever it is, and then also working on young men and then becoming, growing into men when it comes to being respectful, being able to handle yourself during adversity. When it comes to what you've already done, what do you see from the young quarterback class that we have currently in the NFL?
Man, that was so hotly contested and debated, the entire draft process, and how one man's trash can be another man's treasure, and the humans evaluating humans element has always fascinated me, and I've lived it. But I never understood why anybody doubted Mac Jones, simply because he was running pro-style NFL stuff in an NFL-type environment and producing kind of in the same way that Joe Burrow had done the year before in a very similar system and a very similar environment. That thing I never understood. I understood why people wanted to, maybe critique Zach Wilson and some of the other guys, but the Mac Jones stuff was always mysterious to me, because I was like, he's doing what you want the guys to do at the next level already.
Yeah.
What is the mystery? Clearly, he can get it done.
So you definitely believe that the Mac Jones, because I know we debated a little bit last week about Mac Jones being named or being the starter, cutting Cam. I know I got a chance to play with Cam. I thought he was an excellent quarterback. But Mac Jones, you're saying Mac Jones, he looks like this is the real deal, and him being shaped with Belichick can be something that's special for New England.
Well, I think so for a couple of reasons. I'm really good friends with Jim Nagy, who runs the Senior Bowl. During Senior Bowl week, he's texting me saying, Mac Jones is teaching guys stuff here. Like the coaches aren't teaching Mac anything. He's teaching the other players.
Wow.
So right then, that was like, okay.
That's huge.
What I thought I was seeing is now coming true because he's out teaching other stud senior players stuff. When Jim Nagy's telling me the coaches aren't teaching him anything, he's got this. He's teaching players. To me, that was a big sign. And then the similarities between Coach Belichick and Coach Saban in terms of their approach, their demeanor, that wasn't going to be foreign to Mac Jones. Running pro-style stuff, being around other elite athletes. I mean, think about that being the quarterback at Alabama. You got running backs that want touches. You got tight ends that want touches. You always have more than one elite receiver.
Right.
There's already those NFL-style pressures of he needs the ball, we got to get him involved, etc. So to me, I just never felt like any of this was going to be cumbersome or Mac being in a situation where everything felt foreign. This is really just an upgrade over what he'd been doing.
Okay.
The other guys may be a little different.
So when it does come to the best quarterback, in your mind, the best quarterback that we were able to get in, that was able to get picked in this draft, the title belongs to Mac Jones?
No.
No? Who's that title belong to? I've been wanting to see
Fields.
Okay, and this is another one we debated. I've been wanting to see Justin Fields. Last week we threw a flag on the Bears for.
Well, they did integrate him.
They
though.
did. They did have him.
So,
they did have him play, and he
just be
scored
fair.
both. He scored
Both
both the early touchdowns for him. So I thought Justin Fields was a guy who should be playing right away, and I made the point that I don't want Andy Dalton to be the starter. He's temporary, and if I'm in that huddle, I don't want somebody that I know is going to be temporary, and I don't think the quarterback. I don't think he can play to the level that he can play at when he has the threat of if he makes a bad pass or if he doesn't get his team down the field, he's getting yanked from the quarterback's position. How do you feel?
I think Justin Fields is an elite athlete.
Yeah.
He has clean mechanics. To me, that's very important. That's one of my big red flags on Zach Wilson and some of these other cats. He has a nice quick release. He already dealt with some extreme adversity when he was at Georgia and had the racial incident, which ultimately led him to transfer to Ohio State to begin with. So he's already had a highly publicized incident, so to speak, that he had to deal with some adversity and like public pressure. And then he goes to Ohio State. He showed me toughness more than once, where I saw him take a beating and continue to play. Even like in a losing effort. So to me, that's one of those boxes that has to be checked. But also, he did it from the pocket. It wasn't always scrambling, running around stuff at Ohio State. He would drop back and dice you up, the clean mechanics, but adding that ability with 4.4-ish speed to take off and hurt you if you want to drop 8 in coverage, or, it's he escapes and, finds some room. He's lethal, whereas a Mac Jones, maybe wouldn't be. And I just think he has some intangibles. I'm good friends with Tony Alford on staff at Ohio State. He's been raving about the kid for 3 years. I think Justin Fields adds an element with his legs that I think would serve a team well that maybe doesn't have an elite left tackle or doesn't have an elite offensive line. If things break down, Justin Fields can hurt you.
Right.
But to me, what I love is he has clean mechanics, put up numbers, extremely tough.
Only a matter of time before he's starting, right?
Yes.
Only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time.
So the guys who are starting this weekend, we've got Mac Jones and Zach Wilson going head-to-head this weekend. What do you expect to see from those two quarterbacks? Obviously, the Jets have some growing to do. I liked what I got to see from Zach Williams in the second half of his game against the Panthers. So what do you expect to see in that game?
Sam Darnold 2.0. Zach Wilson's going to rip 3 or 4 balls where you're just like, oh my gosh, did you see that throw?
Yeah.
But he drifts in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He has slow feet in the pocket, and he has that long baseball windup, outfielder windup, exactly like Sam Darnold had. And that's what got Sam Darnold in trouble over and over with the Jets. You're a receiver in the NFL, Paul. You know the timing on that 10-yard speed out, the 15-yard speed out, the pro style out. You stick your toe in the turf and your head turns, you're expecting the ball.
100%.
He's a hair late because of the long windup, and that's going to cause picks. There are some incredible throws that come with that windup, but he's got bad footwork in the pocket, has a long windup, so his brain will tell him the right thing, where to go with the ball. But the difference is against, I don't know, who BYU played, against Utah or Central Florida or somebody like that, that ball's complete. In the National Football League, you got a dude running the other way, waving at his mom on the big screen.
Throwing up the peace sign, right? That's what they get.
Subtly now, because we don't talk a subtle peace sign. But they got a younger version of Sam Darnold with the identical mechanics, identical bad footwork, identical in that he drifts to the left on 5-step drops from the gun. It's the same guy. To me, it's bizarre that the Jets went that route.
And less of a running game to back him up, too. So they're going to struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a history repeating itself in New York. So I would expect the Jets to come out with a win on this. Or, pardon me, the Patriots come out with a win on this, for sure.
Okay, definitely. And then we got to see on Thursday night, we got to see the Giants, the Redskins. Real quick, Daniel Jones. I would love to see him play good. Danny Dimes, he did play a good game, limited the turnovers. Heineke was able to play, just make the plays when it needed to happen. They still, Giants probably still should have won the game, not jumping off sides during that field goal kick. But what do you see from Daniel Jones and Heineke? What was your take from that Thursday night game?
Well, I am not big on social media. I have a Twitter account, and I keep seeing this Danny Dimes stuff that you just referenced. Who came up with that?
It's New York.
Okay, New York. Okay, so I'm not buying into Danny Dimes. I think he's Danny Clipboard. Okay? I think he's Danny Clipboard with a pencil, not even a pen. To me, he's one of those guys that, like at high school level, looks beautiful in 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Get him out there in the real game. It's a little bit hit or miss. He did play much better last night than he did against the Broncos the week before.
Yeah.
I just think he's okay.
Yeah.
And I think right now in the National Football League, because the pass rushers are so elite, because the athletes on the defensive side of the ball are incredible, because those windows are so small, and because so much of current NFL passing game is about rhythm, and then if things break down, what can you do?
Yeah.
I think it's important for people to recognize, is the dude that's playing quarterback special or not?
Right.
Your boy Danny Dimes is not special.
He holds onto the ball. Everything that you just mentioned, he holds on the ball too long, and all those things you just mentioned goes right into why it can be a very mediocre play that you see from Danny Dimes.
Consistently throws behind the play.
Yes, because he's holding on to the ball for too long. So I want to jump into one more thing. So your son, I love your kids, Blazing Blitz, and Blitz's favorite quarterback I know is Aaron Rodgers. Yep. And Aaron Rodgers went through a whole tumultuous. How do I say that?
Tumultuous.
There we go.
Tumultuous. Yeah.
There it is. Hey, I swear I graduated from college. So he had a really rough offseason. When it comes down to how it is in that locker room, do you feel like it was one game? And Aaron Rodgers said it was one game, them getting blown out by New Orleans, who's not a bad team at all. Can that team be – I was my Super Bowl pick. Can that be a team that can take it deep into the playoffs, get into the Super Bowl, even dealing with some of these off-the-field issues? And, Aaron Rodgers kind of being so vocal about how unpleasant it was for him to be in Green Bay this past offseason.
What happened years ago? Remember there was a Monday Night Football game. Patriots played the Chiefs, and Tom Brady threw like 5 picks, and they got blown out.
Yeah.
The next day, the headlines out of the Boston media and ESPN, everybody was like, he's old, he ain't got it anymore, this is the downfall of the Patriots. I think the dude's won 3 or 4 rings since that game. The last dude on the planet I'm trying to doubt right now is the guy with the bad ponytail. Aaron Rodgers he's incredible. He played like crap. His team played like crap. They came out flat. They got punched in the mouth and didn't have an answer. There are 16 more games, and I think it's going to be fine, just like it was fine when New England had a bad day.
Okay.
Now,
that makes me feel good.
There are issues,
yeah,
and I admire the fact that Aaron Rodgers brought it to everybody's attention and wasn't afraid to really talk about it. I'm not doubting that, man. You're going to have to prove it to me that something's off there. But this is a team who went to the NFC title game without a lot surrounding him. And until over the course of an entire season, he's proven to not be what he's supposed to be. My money's on Aaron Rodgers.
I like it. It makes me feel good. It was my Super Bowl pick. He is our last year's MVP in the NFL. I don't want to doubt the man. I read somewhere that he currently, his image, he looks like Nicolas Cage playing Aaron Rodgers in a Tom Brady movie. So that's what he looks like right now, and I'm not going to doubt Nicolas Cage, Aaron Rodgers. Warren, thank you so much for coming on. We had an excellent time talking with you. Your insight is unbelievable. I hope the listeners are able to pull from that and be able to make some educated picks coming up soon for the games that are going to be at 11. So
I'll be honest, it enlightened me because I was doubtful about these guys coming out of college being ready to play the pro game.
Yeah, so Warren can. I'm telling you, he'll drop some knowledge on you. So Warren, thank you again so much for coming, and
thank you, Paul.
And we appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Good to meet you on Zoom.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Perfect.
All right, you're listening to Pat and Go on KPPF.